Hello. Today we are going to go over ChargeOver's HubSpot integration. We will talk about why you use the integration, show you how to set it up, and how it works. So first, why would you use the HubSpot integration? Well, you'd use the HubSpot integration to sync data from HubSpot to ChargeOver and some data back from ChargeOver to HubSpot. Specifically, you'd use the integration to create customers, contacts, subscriptions, and invoices in ChargeOver, all automatically from a deal in HubSpot. So the deal by default is marked closed won. That would sync the data over to ChargeOver from HubSpot. So first, in my ChargeOver account, let's go ahead and show you how it would look to connect. You go ahead and hit the gear icon on the top right, go to integrations on the left. If I didn't have HubSpot already integrated here, you'd click on more integrations. Then you would find HubSpot. And if I was not already connected, you'd see the green connect button here for you to get connected. Now, once you hit the connect button, it's just going to prompt you to log into HubSpot. And then there you go, things are connected. That will then bring you to this page. And most of your settings are underneath this HubSpot deals to ChargeOver tab. So the first one here is when a HubSpot deal is won, what should happen in ChargeOver? I currently have it set so basically we'd be creating a subscription for recurring deals or an invoice for one-time deals, but you can also have it so we're creating a quote that we're just creating a customer or we're not doing anything at all. There's also options for when a HubSpot deal creates an invoice. What should we do with the invoice? So do you want us to do nothing? Do you want us to create the invoice as an unapproved invoice? That'll give you the option to then go in and approve the invoice and send it out. We also can send the invoice to the contact right away, which is how I have it configured. And then when when HubSpot deal creates an invoice, should a payment be attempted? By default, this is set to no. Do not attempt a payment. I have it set in my account so that if they do have a card or bank account on file, that we would automatically run a payment with that payment method on file when the data comes over from HubSpot. And then when a HubSpot deal creates a quote, what should happen with the quote? I have it set so we'd send the quote right away. You can also have this set to do nothing. Now there is this more options button. Shocking there, it gives you more options. This first one here is for syncing deals. And if you wanted to have separate pipelines set up and different stages for each pipeline so that different pipelines can sync over to charge over different times, you can. So a good example of this would be like a new deals pipeline where the stage is closed won, but maybe an existing customers pipeline where the stage is onboarding or something like that. You could have it set so when each of those pipelines hits a different stage, that would prompt the sync over to ChargeOver. Then lastly, are these two settings of match existing company names and ChargeOver. I have that set to yes. So if the company name is the same between ChargeOver and HubSpot, we wouldn't create a new customer. So we wouldn't duplicate it. We would, create the subscription or invoice underneath that existing customer. And then the same thing for emails. So if an existing email address is listed in ChargeOver, should we match up by email address? And I have that set to yes here as well. So next, let's jump over into HubSpot. So I created this company here. This is a company in my HubSpot account. I called them HubSpot Test Company. And then I also created a contact here called HubSpot Test Contact. The two main requirements here for deals to sync from HubSpot to ChargeOver is there has to be a contact tied to the deal, and then there has to be items tied to that deal as well. And the items in HubSpot need to match identically to the item names in ChargeOver, so we know what actual items we're billing for. So from the company here, let's go ahead and on the deals on the right here, let's go ahead and we'll create a deal. And yeah, we'll just leave this HubSpot Test Company, new deal. Let's scroll down. And we can add my contact, which is HubSpot Test Contact. Amazing. Company's already tied. Now let's add a line item. So let's go ahead and find something we know is going to be in both. We'll add this content marketing product and go ahead and hit create. Cool. Now, if you're familiar with HubSpot, that's going to bring you right to the deal in HubSpot. A few things to note here is there's like this ChargeOver record over on the right. It's going to say no synced records because nothing has synced from this deal to HubSpot because this deal is not closed won. There also is a bunch of custom property fields over on the left that we will automatically fill out from ChargeOver that we create once you connect to ChargeOver. They'll automatically be populated as data flows across from ChargeOver back to HubSpot. And since this deal is not synced over to ChargeOver, there's not going to be anything over here. So now let's go to our line items here and let's actually edit this line item. So on the line item, you can change the billing start date. We could change the frequency. So right now this is one time, but let's change this to monthly so that it'll actually create a subscription within ChargeOver. If we want to change unit price or quantity, anything like that, we can. But let's say this is good. We'll go ahead and save it. We'll update the deal amount. Perfect. Then we go back to the deal. And let's go ahead and change the deal stage over to closed won. Cool. Now that is the event that will sync this data over to ChargeOver when this sales pipeline hit closed won. So now let's go to ChargeOver and we will go to my customers. Perfect. And you'll see this HubSpot test company right here was just created 14 seconds ago. You'll actually see the HubSpot sync status down here at the right. You'll see a subscription was created for them right here. If we want to go to that and check it out, we can. So it's billing $500 a month, just like we had the deal set up for. Here's their invoice that was created. The invoice is not paid yet because obviously this isn't going to a real customer, but once this is paid, this will actually flow back to HubSpot as well. So let's actually go ahead and do this that way. So let's go ahead and we'll view the invoice link and let's view this like the customer would and pay it like the customer would. So if we go to my invoice here, this is exactly what the customer would get, by default, unless you have something custom set up. If you click the link, click pay with credit card, put in my credit card number and my expiration date, hit pay now. Perfect. And then this is just like the standard ChargeOver workflow. We're sending an API call to your processor. They're coming back to us, telling us whether or not it was good or not. Now, if we jump back to this invoice and refresh it, you're going to see it's all paid here. But now let's go back to HubSpot and let's refresh this deal. Perfect. So now on this deal, you're going to see that there's a ChargeOver subscription that is tied to it. And the lifetime value is actually $14 more than what the MRR was or what the invoice amount was. And that is because of that processing fee that was tacked on. So I do have processing fees enabled in my account. From the subscription tag, you'll be able to see that the status is current. There's no balance, that there is a payment method tied to this. The next invoice date is March 11th, 2026. Now, there are actions here that you can take from within HubSpot towards this subscription. So if we want to cancel this subscription, suspend the subscription, or send this customer the payment method update email, you could do that too. So that from HubSpot, you could prompt them to update their payment method that's tied to a subscription within ChargeOver. There are also over here on the right, there's more information underneath the company that's created over here, with similar actions as well. Over on the left, you'll see that there's a bunch of the ChargeOver custom property fields that we are populating, like current MRR, subscription amount due, current ARR, the month it was invoiced, everything like that. Awesome. So today we went over how to connect to how to connect HubSpot to ChargeOver, and how you'd use the integration, and then went through an example as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our support team, either via email at support@chargeover.com or jump in our live chat, and we'd be happy to help. Thanks.